So here we are again with this 2004-2005 Toyota Corolla. We are just going to take a quick look at the condition of the transmission fluid. Not the engine oil, don't mistake one for the other, and the transmission fluid is just as important as any other fluid in the car. If it gets too contaminated, it can cause the transmission to wear out prematurely, make noise, or stop working altogether. So, once the engine's cooled off, I'm just going to check the condition. Now, checking the level is tricky. I'll make a different video for that. I wanted to check the condition of this fluid. It should be cherry red, very transparent when it's new, and when it's not good, it'll be more, first of all, you'll be able to smell it. It'll smell burned, almost like melting plastic kind of burned, or I don't know how to describe, like burned clutch or burned brakes if you've ever smelled overheated brakes. Now, this fluid is ideally, if you have a piece of white paper to put a dot on, that's a great way to see its actual color. But since we don't have that, we're going to use this little reservoir right here and put a dot there. And you can see, and I'll zoom in, that is definitely not cherry red. It is not very transparent, and it has what looks to be some contaminated material in there. Check that out, see? It's kind of dark. I can get some more light on this thing. Yeah, it's not cherry red. There's what looks to be some very finely worn away metal particles in there. Now, mind you, this transmission in this car actually does work and shifts and drives great. So it doesn't mean that, if you see this, it doesn't mean that you're facing imminent failure of your transmission. But it does tell me that I'm going to want to change this fluid out relatively soon. I usually, myself, I don't tend to change all the fluid at once. For my vehicles, I take out, if it's a drain and refill, and you can drain and refill 2 quarts, I take out 1 quart using a special pump, and then put 1 quart back in of new stuff, and then I drive it for 2 to 3 months or 6 months, or maybe 5,000 miles, and then I do it again. And then I do that over a process of a year, and then the fluid is clean, and then you don't have to worry about automatic transmission failure, at least from changing the fluid and having the shock of fresh fluid in there all at once, which some cars are affected by that and some are not. All right, so that's checking the condition of the transmission fluid on 2005 Toyota Corolla, and I'm out.